So what is the current landscape of things? Because Bitcoin doesn't look that great, I'm still in the, don't listen to too many people that are like, oh, you gotta buy now. This is your time. Like if you don't buy now, it's over. In life, there's this weird thing where things take a little bit longer or a lot longer than what you expect, where people tend to overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 3 years or 5 years. The same goes for the markets, because the markets are just individual people exerting their expectations and their speculation onto price, right? And as bad as we do want this end of year to be great, and we're looking at how 2024 might be the best year in God knows how long, there's a very real chance that we come back down here, we make this higher low, and that's Q2 of 2024, which means that it's important from a macro perspective for you to play it safe and only take trades that you are confident in while managing your risk, because right now you're playing with fire. But eventually, when the markets are just going up and people are pouring their money in and everyone's frothing at the mouth to enter or re-enter crypto, it doesn't matter what your entry is, you're almost always going to be bailed out by the markets. And that's why a bull market is so enriching, right? It's so easy and it's so profitable for almost anybody who is willing to be a buyer. So as bullish as everyone is on October so far and how the 2024 year should start, I really don't agree. There's rarely been a time where everyone just mutually agrees that, all right, this year is going to be a great year. Because if you remember, this time last year, the same conversations were being made about 2023. In 2022, people were like, okay, well, 23 should be a good year as it's leading into election year, into the halving the next year. So prices should start to, move up. We've already pulled back to 2020 levels. It's only up from here. And yeah, people were relatively right, but it's not at the pace that people were expecting, right? It takes a little bit longer, and you might get another retest right here before maybe middle of 2024, you get to move up. But if you trade current price action as if you're already in May of 2024, you're in for a not so fun time. So what you should be doing is you should be treating this like a trader's market. It is still rough out there. It is still you versus that other person. It is still very much unforgiving circumstances, right? What's a good risk tolerance / allowance for a trading period? First rule is 5% max portfolio loss in like a 1 to 1.5, 2 day period. And if my most common setups fail, so if the setups that I look for, let's say I like to long a retest or a reclaim or whatever, and it's just not working, I scrap trading for the day. Like I literally would just, okay, well, I guess the market's not really giving me what I want and it's not moving the way I think it will. I'll literally just not trade. I will watch the market until I see okay, now it's starting to follow, right? Like you make these mental trades almost, and then it's okay, all right, I'll hop back in. And then if I get under 6 hours of sleep, and the equivalents would be something like stress, personal issues, have a lot of plans during the day, right? Like shit like that, things that will keep you busy, distracted, whatever. I always cut down risk to sometimes even less than half, right? Those are the 3 general rules that I'll follow, and you'll notice that they're designed so that you can never lose everything in 1 day or 2 days or even a week. There should be almost no way that you can liquidate your portfolio unless you're having 30 bad days in a row. And at that point, there's probably many other issues at play. When do we take more profit and when do we not? When I see the 3 day or the weekly, and I use 3 day and weekly only for this because it's a kind of a more macro outlook, right? When Bitcoin looks like it is at resistance or it looks weak, I take at least 50% off every single trade. Like it doesn't matter if that coin is strong or that coin is not strong. Like I almost always take up to 50% off almost right off the bat. It could be something like I'll take 30% or 20% and then I'll give it an hour and then I'll take another 20% if it didn't keep pushing up. So I'm very quick to take profit if the 3 day or the weekly is either at resistance or is looking like it's going to continue the downtrend. And that's why you've seen our recent trades. If you're in the Discord, which I hope you guys are, you guys have noticed that I've been willing to close out positions early and not cry about it if prices continue to go up, because I understand that yes, we could have a chance like ETH where we close out the position too early and it pumps, or I could be the fucking idiot who, oh yeah, this is a great long, or whatever, right? And then it just continues to nuke. Like, I understand that one, we are in a bear market. I'm probably not gonna make the life-changing one trade profits, right? You see people sharing P&Ls of like 500K, $1 million, $800,000 in one trade. I know I'm not gonna get that because I'm not even sizing in that way and prices aren't moving in that way, right? So it doesn't make sense for me to not just protect what I have right now as a priority. Lee says, would you say scalping in this market is better than intraday/swings? Yes, bro, yes. I've been telling people for fucking months, like, do intraday trading and scalping. Those are the only two things that you should be doing. Intraday is just you get in the trade and you're out by the end of the day. Scalping in and out within like 15 minutes max, cool, more power to you. Those are the only two things, because like honestly, if you look at this chart, if you are a swing trader, dude, you've given up so much profit. And then you go back to Link, dude, if you're a swing trader, you're missing out on so much money because you're just holding this position, right? You're not invalidated because a swing trade might look something like this. And this could take you months because there's no large action. You see how good trades aren't uniform and you need to be able to hop in and out of styles, right? The best practitioner of trading, they change their trading strategies, they trade the way that the market is telling them to trade. So for example, if you're over here and you're swing trading, you're gonna make twice as much money in half the time because of timing, because you have significant volatility. But the moment prices do this, a swing is out of the picture. That's a terrible trading strategy to employ given the current market conditions. And what I mean by that is, if things are going up like this, be a swing trader. Significantly easier. Buy and hold, right? Yeah, feel free to scalp a little bit here and there, but you know how I always compare this to a sport? In sports, the best players have many different ways to win, but which way do they choose? They choose the path of least resistance almost every time. If a boxer knows that your defense is really bad, he'll pour on the offense, and that's his easiest path to victory. If a boxer knows, oh man, his conditioning is really bad, then okay, he's gonna kind of just make you work until the later rounds. Okay, what is the easiest way for me to make money in this current market environment outside of scamming people? As far as trading styles go, like your easiest way to make money is maybe intraday or intra-week on this, right? Where you're just doing range high, range low, and you're just doing that for God knows how long, right? And for every coin, it might be different, right? For example, when we're on TRB, this might be an intra-week trade. Why? Because we have that volatility. It's not stuck in a range, right? So I'm not saying that you need to stick to one trading style indefinitely. It's like, dude, depending on the asset, you need to be willing to change your style. And that's how you accumulate large win percentages while also being able to trade regardless of market conditions. It's just, yes, scalping is better because you are getting more repetition. But if you're not making as much money by scalping because the market conditions favor a swing long, you should just fucking swing trade, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't forget that the end goal is to make money. Market's telling you to swing long, brother.